Pentagon fails first audit. Neocons demand more spending. Tyler Durden of Zero Hedge reports. This is authored by Ron Paul via the Ron Paul Institute. The Pentagon has finally completed its first ever audit, and the results are as many of us as expected. After spending nearly $1 billion to find out what has happened to trillions of dollars in unaccountable for spending, the long look through the books has concluded that only 10% of all Pentagon agencies pass muster. So I'm surprised any of them did. Even the Pentagon is not surprised by the failure of the audit. Quote, "We failed the audit," they say, "but we never expected to pass it," end quote, said Deputy Secretary of Defense Patrick Shanahan. Can we imagine any large U.S. company subject to the prying eyes of the IRS being so unfazed by the discovery that its books have been so mishandled? As with all government programs, but especially when it comes to military spending, the failure of the program never leads to calls for funding reductions. The Pentagon's failure to properly account for the trillions of dollars of taxpayers' dollars shoveled in year after year only means that they say that we need to spend more money. Already they're claiming that with more resources, meaning money, they can fix some of the problems identified by the audit. Outgoing chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, Representative Max Thornberry, warned against concluding that this mishandling of trillions of dollars should make us hesitant to continue sending trillions more to the Pentagon. He said the failed audit, quote, "should not be used as an excuse for arbitrary cuts that reverse the progress we have begun on rebuilding our strength and readiness," end quote. The Neocons concur. Writing in the Free Beacon, editor Matthew Continetti, who happens to be Bill Kristol's son-in-law, warns that now is the wrong time to cut defense. But I agree with the young neoconservative Continetti. I would never support cutting a penny of defense. However, the Pentagon's lost trillions of dollars have nothing to do with defense. That is money propping up the high lifestyles of those connected to the military-industrial complex. Continetti and the Neocons love to throw out boogeymen like China and Russia as excuses for more military spending, but in fact they're hardly objective observers. Look at how much the military contractors spend funding the Neocon publications and Neocon think tanks, telling us that we need more military spending. All this money is stolen from the productive economy and diverted to enrich Neocon cheerleaders at our expense. Of course, the real problem with the Pentagon and military spending in general is not waste, fraud, and abuse. It is not $10,000 toilet seats or coffee mugs. The problem with military spending is the philosophy that drives it. If the U.S. strategy is to maintain a global military empire, there will never be enough spending, because there's never enough to control every corner of the globe. But if we're to return to a well-defended republic, military spending could easily be reduced by 75% while keeping us completely safe. The choice is ours. Kindly support my Patreon account, since that's the only way I can continue what you like seeing on this channel. Thank you. You'll find it in the description box below.